What can I do to learn more about Unity 2020? What can you do? First of all, if you've made it this far, you obviously care about this issue. And one thing that I didn't maybe make clear enough the very first video is that this is not meant to persuade you necessarily to join the Unity 2020 movement. I do think that we're seeing a very large number of people jump on board, and for that reason, I think there are either one of these reasons actually should be considered legit enough to be conscious of the Unity 2020 movement. One is if you think it's a good idea. If it's a good idea, then obviously, if this is a good idea, people should be on board. Then we should be making this work. However, if this is ultimately a bad idea, then it behooves you as citizens, voting citizens, to know the full argument, know the full story, which hopefully you've gotten a good chunk of through these videos, and then to be able to talk with somebody about it. If you know someone who's part of Unity 2020, at least you'll be able to have a more informed conversation about it. But if you wish to learn more, which I think you should, I think that's a good idea, is to learn as much as possible, regardless of which stance you're in. Here are a couple of ways. So one thing is that you'll want to go to articlesofunity.com. And there you'll find Weinstein's unveiling of the plan to Sagar, and as well to, that's Sagar from Crystal and Sagar. And then also Joe Rogan, when he first announced it to Joe Rogan. It also gives a little bit more text there. That is a constantly changing site, so it may not look the same day to day, but that would be a good option. Also, check out, if you want a sort of a fun meme version of it, I think that the Dark Horse Duo Plan with Visuals, put out by Real Actual News on YouTube, is a fun little video. It takes the Joe Rogan announcement and puts a little bit of background music to it and some interesting visuals. Besides that, if you want to see, once you're sure that you're motivated to do so, if you want to see more, you should definitely connect and either like or at least follow their Facebook channel, their Twitter and Reddit channels as well. Those are usually called pages and feeds, but also the Reddit channel, which I'll have links in the description for. That's to help see the development of it over time. And definitely reach out. Chances are you might have someone. I was very surprised to find that there were people who knew about Unity 2020 in my more immediate circle of people. So go on and reach out and see if someone already knows about it. And if they don't, this is a good opportunity to tell them about it too, so that they can be aware for the same reason that either it's a good idea or a bad idea to you, and they should know for the same reason which of those it is. This is a very time-sensitive project, obviously. Most of this is looking to unfold in big chunks prior to September 1st, let alone the actual election in November. So if you are even moderately interested in the project, then you would want to jump on board right away in order to further the efforts of Unity 2020. And finally, I want to close with my own personal take on it, just in case anybody is wondering, because that's what prompted this video initially, this series of videos, was somebody asking what was my take on this. Had I heard of it? What was my take on it? And I had well heard of it for a long time. My take on it, I feel like I outlined pretty well in strengths and weaknesses. I am mostly a pessimist when it comes to a lot of these things, and it's not ever a completely intentional thing. I try to make the best of what is there. That said, I think that we need to take into account that we are dealing with something similar to Weinstein's image here of a truly evolutionarily selected, immune-prone beast of a machine that is the government and election process. And so we simply need to look at it this from, I believe he's even used the cliche analogy before of a David-Goliath sort of situation here, and we are very much in the David position. So I think it's good to be real about that. That said, I am pretty disheartened by both candidates, as I know many Americans are. And I do think with that in mind, my attempts over the next few weeks is to contribute what I can to people's awareness of this other option, and then to be aware that whatever it turns into, there needs to be a lot of what's being called the groundswell. There will need to be a lot of push and driving force that indicates that this is well on its way to the ranks of an actual ballot accessed nominee as a two-party nominee. If that demonstrates itself to be viable, if that turns out to work, that is, I'm not going to wait till then, but if it turns out that in the process of that going down, that the development appears to be staying on track, then I think that this will be, ultimately, I will say this, if I had never heard of Unity 2020 before and I was watching a video like this, say just prior to November's election, and I saw that on the ballot, chances are I would select that. I really would. I think I'd be very happy to consider an alternative to the current pendulum swinging two-party duopoly that we're looking at currently. So that's my current take on it. It's not a very definite, concrete thing, but it is something that I think is, given its attempted resilience to the spoiler effect and taking those things into account, taking also into the account truly sort of the horrible business of what we've been dealt in terms of candidates. I think it's not a bad idea to look further into it. All right, so thank you so much for your time. By the way, if you would like to receive future videos as well, please subscribe to my channel and maybe like this video as well so others can find it. I will be coming out with videos that talks more about, we touched a little bit in this series on the anti-racism movement, and I think this is a truly important movement and something that we need to dedicate a lot of philosophical time and thought to. So I do intend to come out with something sometimes relatively soon on that, and then eventually more on a very unrelated seeming topic, the topic of theories of everything. I will look forward to generating something for you guys around that too. So thank you again, and wishing you the best. Peace.